The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Anna Chun stepped forward, her boots clicking against the crystalline floor. Around her, representatives from 1,000 worlds watched with mixtures of curiosity and condescension. Humanity had only been part of the galactic community for 3 standard cycles, barely a blink in cosmic time. "Esteemed members," Anna began, her voice steady despite the weight of countless eyes upon her, "I come bearing news that will reshape our understanding of what is possible." The Vraxian delegate, a towering being of chitin and bioluminescence, chittered dismissively. "More human bravado? Your species has contributed little beyond primitive chemical propulsion and amusing entertainment broadcasts." Anna smiled, a gesture that didn't reach her eyes. "Commander Alexander Martinez, please transmit the coordinates." Light years away, aboard the research vessel Prometheus, Alexander's fingers danced across holographic displays. He'd been Anna's partner for 5 years, ever since they'd both been assigned to humanity's first deep space archaeological division. Where she was diplomatic finesse, he was raw determination and scientific brilliance. "Coordinates transmitted," Alexander confirmed through the quantum link. "Anna, are you sure about this?" "Once we show them, they need to see," Anna interrupted gently. "Send the visual feed." The council chamber's central projection sphere blazed to life. What appeared was impossible. A structure so massive that it made gas giants look like pebbles floated in the darkness of space. It was a ship, unmistakably, a ship with engines, the size of moons and a hull that curved with the geometry of a small planet. The chamber erupted. Delegates rose from their seats, appendages gesturing wildly, translation matrices struggling to keep pace with the cacophony of alien languages. "Fabrication!" Someone shouted. "Impossible!" cried another. The Council Prime, an ancient keeper whose species had mapped the galaxy for millennia, raised a crystalline appendage for silence. "Explain, human." Anna's heart raced, but her voice remained calm. 6 months ago, our archaeological teams detected anomalous readings in the Kepler expanse, a region your charts marked as empty space. Commander Martinez led the expedition. On the Prometheus, Alexander pulled up his personal logs, remembering that first glimpse. They'd thought it was a rogue planet at first. The electromagnetic signature had been all wrong, but nothing could have prepared them for the truth. When we got close enough for detailed scans, Alexander transmitted. His voice now broadcast to the entire council. We realized we weren't looking at a planet. We were looking at a starship the size of Earth. The projection zoomed in, showing details that made the alien delegates lean forward despite themselves. Docking bays large enough to swallow entire cities. Engine ports that glowed with dormant energy. Hull plating inscribed with geometric patterns that suggested purpose beyond mere decoration. "The vessel is ancient," Anna continued. "Our preliminary dating suggests it's been drifting for at least 50 million standard years. But here's what has shocked us, and what should concern all of you: we found 73 more." The silence that followed was absolute. Alexander brought up a star chart, each planet-sized vessel marked with a glowing point. They formed a network across the galaxy, positioned with mathematical precision that couldn't be coincidental. "They're dormant," Alexander explained, "but their reactor cores are still intact, still generating low-level power after 50 million years. The technology required for that." He trailed off, the implications too staggering for words. The Vraxian delegate, humbled now, spoke quietly. "Who built them? The precursors? The first civilization?" "We don't know," Anna admitted, "but we've managed to access some of the data archives." "Commander Martinez, show them file Delta 7. The projection shifted to show the interior of one of the massive ships. Corridors wide enough to drive spacecraft through. Habitation zones that could house billions. Agricultural decks where forests had once grown under artificial suns. These weren't warships, Alexander said, his voice carrying a note of wonder that years of military service had never quite erased. They were generation ships, arc ships. Whoever built them was preparing for something. Something that required moving entire populations across the galaxy. And here's what keeps me awake at night, Anna added, her diplomatic mask slipping to reveal genuine concern. We found logs. Fragmentary, corrupted, but readable. These ships were never launched. The Council Prime leaned forward. Never launched? But they're in deep space. They were being constructed in orbital shipyards, Alexander explained, pulling up ancient sensor logs recovered from the vessel's computers. Massive shipyards that make our largest space stations look like children's toys. And something happened. The construction stopped. The shipyards were abandoned. And these 73 completed vessels were left drifting. Whatever they were running from, Anna said softly. They didn't escape it? The weight of that statement settled over the chamber like a shroud. For the first time in galactic history, the ancient species who had mapped the stars and studied cosmic phenomena for eons looked uncertain. Humanity requests permission to establish a joint research initiative, Anna continued, her voice firmer now. We may be the youngest species in this chamber, but we found something that affects us all. These ships represent technology millennia beyond even the most advanced among us. And more importantly, they represent a warning. The Council Prime regarded her with what might have been respect. A warning of what, Ambassador? Anna met the ancient being's gaze without flinching. That's what we need to find out, together, because whatever ended a civilization capable of building planet-sized starships might still be out there. And next time, we might not have the luxury of abandoned ships as our only clue. Alexander watched from the Prometheus as the council began to debate. Beside him, the view screen showed the massive derelict, its hull scarred by 50 million years of micrometeorite impacts, yet still fundamentally intact. Humanity had stumbled onto something profound, something that made their conflicts and ambitions seem suddenly small. Anna, he transmitted privately, we're really doing this, aren't we? Changing everything. Her reply came with a hint of her characteristic smile. We're humans, Alex. Changing everything is what we do. And in the vastness of space, 73 planet-sized ghosts drifted silently, keeping their ancient secrets, while a young species dared to ask the questions that had gone unanswered for 50 million years.